EA Sports, it's in the game. Welcome to Sega Genesis version of NHL 94. So my son was like, hey, pick the Kings, because this year was the Kings and Canadiens. Of course, the Canadiens are back in it again right now against Carolina. They won last night. Anyways, I accidentally picked the Canadiens. So, I'm playing Montreal versus the Kings in Montreal. And I did this as a one game only. Yesterday I released NHLPA 93. This is NHL 94. So, different year. You get the luxury of sound with the actual gameplay this time. Last time I didn't have the sound accidentally. As this is only my second recording of gameplay. So, early on, no score. Montreal and LA. Breakaway-ish. No. 3 guys in front of him, but besides that, a breakaway. And the goalie holds on to it. Line change. And this game, I don't think the passing and I guess I would say skating are as smooth, but you get one-timers, the one-time shot. And that is definitely a game changer. I had fun playing both these games. I'm not sure which one I like best still, and that I've been arguing with myself about since I suppose these games came out about. The line change and face-off. It's the only time that I do line changes in these games because I don't want to get caught. I don't know if you can even change on the fly in this game or not. I'm not sure what game that started with. Which, if you don't know, changing on the fly means you're taking your players off the bench in exchange for other players during the game instead of at the face-off whistle, which is when there's a break, basically. There's not nearly as many breaks in hockey as there is in basketball or some other sport. Although there are advertisements on the boards, at least it's not on their jerseys and everywhere. Thankfully. I got a penalty. The last game I was playing, it was the Devils Rangers, and the Rangers got the penalty. This time it's me for hooking. 2 minutes. So you dump it into the other zone when you're on a penalty kill, which is shorthanded. I almost scored there, though. Then they got a little bit of opportunity, but not too much. I'm pretty good at defense. But I will say that Gretzky got by me a couple times. I don't know if it's right here, though. Dump it into the zone and almost get a goal. Sort of, kind of. At least had a slight chance, I suppose. Never know in these kind of games if you're going to get a goal off a weird bounce. Which, if you've watched on Cherry's Rock'em Sock'em Hockey, that does happen in real life too. I got another penalty for hooking. I believe, maybe slashing. Either one of those, though. And a quick face-off. I am looking at a small screen, so it's hard to tell if it shot out of the rink or the goalie got it. It's a pretty good hit right there. If I don't mind saying so myself. A little bit of a break and dump it into the other zone. And it's a penalty on them this time. Maybe not. Yep, there was a penalty. And I think it said holding, and that's on me, actually. Oops. Another one on me. Wow. I think that was my third, I believe. I'm pretty sure they get a penalty in there, too, at one point. I could be wrong. Maybe it's all the penalties yesterday that I was thinking about when it was the Rangers and Devils. But here I go, getting a little chance, and stopped. Somebody got flattened. Get the puck back. Well, the Kings now this time. They got a shot, but it didn't make it on goal. Yeah, that's them with the puck. And offsides. I like playing with offsides on. I preferred that myself. Call me old school. I started watching hockey in the early 90s. About Probably this season or the season before, yeah. Due to the Mighty Ducks movie at the time. I believe it was this season. Yeah, because Gretzky lost that year. Spoiler alert if you live in a cave. All right. I believe that's icing. Yep, no penalty. Another face-off. And I do believe it's the second period. Into the second period. And there's a goal. That might be the first. I believe it's the first goal. Oops, spoiler alert. Oh yeah, that's right. I chose to do the instant replay, and the instant replay stunk, so then I just got out of that. I was trying to get what happened, but at least you got to see the score, and you have an instant replay on YouTube anyway, so I don't know what I was thinking. If you really wanted to watch the goal again, but I also didn't know how many goals there would be. It is a cool instant replay function, which was also in NHLPA 93. I don't believe I did any, but they do have that. And that's the end of the period. Third period coming up, the final. Sometimes you can sit there and push X and watch another team at the end of their third period or overtime or whatever for a highlight, which is kind of cool. Dumped it into the zone. Almost a breakaway, and I thought that could have been a penalty shot, undoubtedly. I think just missed that by a split second. And that didn't upset me, but I was definitely not happy with that call. Being an armchair coach there. Dumped it, and icing. That's the problem with dumping, is you can get an icing. So that's why a lot of teams don't do that very often, because it will result in icing, and that is still in play, unlike offsides, unfortunately. Slows down the game, but it makes it what hockey was, in my opinion. And they disagreed with that. Another whistle. I don't know if that was offsides or what happened. Yeah, hang on to it, and I think that was because I had line 3 in accidentally. It's always like, yeah, put in the wrong line sometimes. When you're doing line changes, even not on the fly. And I don't... Oh, no, that wasn't... I was thinking that was the time that Gretzky got a good break, but that was not it. And that... I'll be able to tell in the video. That might have been the second time that I accidentally put in the checking line. It does happen. Pretty easily, too. I've got the puck across the blue line. Pass it over. Oh, score. I cannot read who that was. Savard, I believe. Denis Savard. Blackhawk and Montreal Canadian player, if I'm not mistaken. Might not have been on the Blackhawks yet at this point, I don't believe. Another save for Roy, not Roy, Roy, Patrick Roy. And a save by Kelly Rudy, who was not the best goalie, but he was a staple of Los Angeles for a while there, and then I believe San Jose afterwards. Almost an empty netter, and I got it. Another goal. And oh yeah, that was Brian Bellows, right? Just about the end of this game. There's no password save option for this game, so I just left it at one game only, just to give you a comparison between NHLPA 93 hockey, which was yesterday's, and NHL 94, which is today, on Sega. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Do you think these games hold up? I do. They're still fun. Thanks for watching.